Alright, welcome back to Dank Scott Traders Hub. Good morning everyone. I see Felix is already on. Good morning Felix. Alright, I hope my sound is clear. I know it is not, it's still having that buzzing thing. I'm still trying to figure out what is it. It's causing issues in the whole output. So I'm having that issue for this whole week and the last week, so it's just messing me up. So apologies guys, that buzzing sound. I hope very soon I'll get to know what is causing it and I fix it. Otherwise, welcome back to Dansko Traders Hub. Let's get into it. You know the drill, those who have been with us for almost a year now, ever since we started to live stream. So let's pray and get started. Father, we give you praise. Thank you for this beautiful morning. It is 14th of August 2025, Lord. We are saying thank you for thus far that you've brought us, Lord. We give you praise. We love you, Lord. Thank you for the opportunity to trade online and make money on this very platform that we are using, even, Lord, as we look at the analysis, as you give us the great insights to see in the charts and be able to take advantage of the signals to make this money online. We give you praise, Lord, for the opportunity. We thank you for yesterday's profits. And Lord, even as we start today, we are saying thank you in advance for today's profits. We give you praise. We love you. In Jesus' name we've prayed. Amen and amen. All right. So as usual, you guys know the drill. We start with crash 500. No wasting time. So crash 500. So yesterday, crash 500, we sort of wanted sells, yes, on this level right here. As you can see, we wanted sells. We wanted something like that, then we come in with sells. So the sells came through, but clearly they were short-lived. I did not enter sells. Yeah, let me see. Sorry, I did not enter sales, so the history shows you that. So I did not enter any sales, even though I think I should have entered. If I was focusing on crash 500, I would have entered. So I did not enter. So we saw that it was short-lived, and then later market broke this previous high, which is that high right there. Broke it and continued with the buys. You can see it came back to the breaker, broke right about there, and then continued with the buys. Up to now we are still in a buy, and now it has even broken this level. It's broken structure right about there. That is our breaker, broke now to give us that higher high that we currently have. So all this now can be taken off. All that now can be taken off. Remember, when we were coming from this level, I told you our TP level is going to be all the way up there. You can see what is happening. So this retest here was confirming the breakout to continue with the highs. So this was the breakout happened yesterday. You can see it clearly. The breakout happened yesterday. This is yesterday. And now this was a confirmation of the buys to start again. Once price reacted on that level, it was giving us a confirmation. So I missed that entry. I would have made that money for that kind of a buy. All right, so now we can look at today. So going to H4, we clearly see that we are overbought, but that is not the case. We are not looking at that currently. We are looking at price action, and price action simply shows us that we are still in an uptrend. We haven't seen any change of character according to H4. That means we cannot think of sells, we can only think of buys. But then if I go to daily time frame, excuse me, we've just touched that level of overbought, but still you can see our TP level hasn't been reached yet. It's coming all the way up here, all the way up there. That is where it is coming to. So price has to reach there according to daily time frame, according to these other lower time frame. Now look at what I've just done anyway, because as long as I've already marked that, it's okay, so I can delete that arrow. So now we know we need price to reach all the way up there, but H4 we need a pullback, H1 we need a pullback, M15 sort of trying to give us a pullback, but it may first consolidate. So this run right here, I have no business with it. I have no business with it. It has already come reacted on this breaker block level, just like it did here, but this was like a short a short move of a higher high. So we are likely not to see price. We are likely to see price come a bit lower or move from this level to continue with the highs, because currently according to M15 it is sort of below a 10 MA, meaning sales are still on according to M15. So price can easily come for this, can easily come for that before we continue with the buys. So let's wait and see, but I'm not going to look for sales. If it does this kind of a move, then I will look for buys. If it fails and continues up, I will not enter this asset. I'm not going to be entering it. So I need a retest that I can work with. This one right here is not enough for me to work with. If I decide to enter here, that means I will be waiting for another pullback to make another second entry. So for now, this is no, I'm not going to risk right here. I'm just going to leave it. All right, so enough of crash 500. Let's now head over to boom 1000. Excuse me. So boom 1000, we saw this yesterday. We wanted this, so we wanted this kind of a pullback, of which it happened right about there. You can see that kind of a pullback, but also I told you yesterday it can easily go all the way up there to try to mitigate those highs. You can see what happened. So that was my perfect entry, if you remember yesterday's analysis. Or if you missed it, please go back to episode number 201 and you'll be able to see the analysis on boom 1000, because that's what we said, it can easily go all the way up. That's why I had that level marked, and it went all the way back there, and now you can see this would have been a good perfect buy, sell move. Look at that, for about how many hours? Let's see, for about 3 hours. 3 hours non-interrupted sales. That would be massive if you kept on holding, because you can see it came and even gave us a change of character according to H1. So I want to delete everything right here. This is our change of character on H1, but it's not that much. It's not yet confirmed to be a change of character, so we can't use it right now. So price is still playing around here. Remember, according to H4 we are still looking for buys, so that's why this is where you can see even on H4 it is nothing like any change of character on H4. So price is actually, it has been sort of in a retracement, So according to daily, we are looking for a momentum to break this resistance. So that's why a retest is highly anticipated. But according to H4, price seems to trying to look for the breakout here on this very resistance level. If we get that breakout, then we will continue with buys without without any pullback, because clearly you can see when it came here it did not touch this trend line. Now it has gone all the way back to this level, but it's so far away from the 10 MA according to daily time frame, and that clearly shows us it can easily go all the way up and break out before it makes a pullback. So already you know that you are in an uptrend. Excuse me. Already you're in an uptrend as you see break of structures on this and such a levels. You can see that break of structure, and now we are here. We've hit that resistance level. What is going to happen next? Now that's what we need to see. Come to H1. So H1, I'm going to draw my trend line in this kind of a way. So I'm anticipating a consolidation before price gets into a move that will break out that kind of resistance level. So apparently that's what I'm seeing on H1. I rarely use M30, but we can use it now and see what is happening. So M30 is actually looking for sales. So I have that on M30. Let me go to M15. So M15 is over sold, and I have this on M15 right about there, and price is currently trying to break out, as you see right about there. So what is going to happen? What is going to happen? Wow. All right, so I have a breakout here. This can easily be a fake breakout right here, because according to such a structure I'm supposed to be seeing this, but in a weird way, we have this as an ascending triangle, but we all know that ascending triangles, they are bilateral patterns, so it can break either way. So this can easily come right about here, because we need a continuation, and this will be bringing us right here where we already want price to come back to before we can get back in the buys. So apparently this is what I can anticipate, but that does not rule out a price to these guys, the market movers, to even first push price to reach there and then come down. That can't rule out that, because we are not market makers, and since this pattern is a bilateral one, it can break going either side. Right here it has broken going that side, but according to price action this should be a fake breakout to bring us right here. But then, like I've told you, we are not market makers. These guys can push price to first reach that level to mitigate the stop losses of the early sellers right here who are anticipating a fake breakout here, and then later they bring in the sales. So be ready for sales only when price at least goes back inside, or you be like me, wait for price to be below your 10 MA for the entry. Right now you can see M5 is overbought, meaning sales are coming in, but we are not yet ready. So we need price to be below our 10 MA for us to make that sell entry on boom 1000. So wait for that, and you'll be at least safe than you trying to enter here when price is so far away from our 10 MA, as you can see. All right, enough of this. Let's now head over to Boom 500. So Boom 500, it has done what we wanted, and now I think it's our time to enter that kind of a sell. It has reached where we wanted it. Yesterday price broke through that, and now it has given us that kind of a retest. So this was yesterday. It gave us a change of character right here. This is on H1. That's weird. That's a change of character to actually continue with the buys. If I go to M15, I don't think I need buys. All I need is sells. So how do I make the entry? Now all I need here is to wait for price to be below my 10 MA on M15. Once price is below my 10 MA, that will be my final confirmation. Why? Because H4, we wanted that pullback to actually continue with sales. Why? Because we are in a downtrend. This is a downtrend. Price, this is a break of structure here to give us a lower low. Now it has gone up there to give us a lower high. Now it should be coming back here to give us a lower low. So if you can enter from here, this will be a good entry for you to swing it down below to this order block or that support level. So that is what we are trying to look for. Remember, you cannot enter now unless price is below our 10 MA. So that's what we have to wait for, at least on M15, for us to make our sell entries. So now that we've seen that this move has already been worked on, so we can delete it. Now we are waiting for the sell move. We are waiting for the sell move. Did we make any buys? Let me see. Yesterday, no, I did not make any buys, so I missed that. This was a confirmation of this buy. It happened late night. Right here. This was a confirmation of this buy move here. Yeah. All right, so delete that. Let's wait for the sales to come through. So around, let's see, around like in the next hour or around 3 p.m. we should be already selling this asset. So let's be patient and wait. Just a minute. I want to confirm something with Bollinger Band. Confirm something with Bollinger Band. Yeah, we are going to sell it. We are going to sell it anytime from now. In fact, the next M15 candle may be a sell. Why? There's some rejection right here that has gone all the way back to mitigate to go back to this order block right about there. So this should be giving us this kind of a move, at least first hit this target according to M15. Of course, your first TP would be here right about there. That will be your first TP. This will be your second TP, and of course down below here your third TP. And just like we've seen on H4, we have all the way down below here. So this is all that I can say right about now. All I need is price to be below my 10 MA, and that's what I will wait on. All right, so now I've confirmed what I wanted on Bollinger Band. I know the sell is on, so push this here and let's wait for the sell to come through for us. V25S. TT25 1S. So yesterday that move happened just like we anticipated, and immediately sales began, even though we wanted sales from that level, but the target was already hit right about there. This was the target there, and it was hit right there, and immediately sales began. So I hope you guys were able to maximize this analysis yesterday and use it to your advantage, because we had that. So now I can delete this. Did I enter? No, I did not make any entries yesterday. I was not focusing on V25S, so I can delete that now. Remove history, and now what a sell. This was a big sell. Wow, how many hours of H4? 8, 16, 20 hours so far of sell. 20 hours so far selling this asset. This is crazy. So this was, I think I would have entered from here right there, when price broke this support and then retested. That would have been my entry. Yeah, that would have been my entry there for this kind. At least I would have gone with how many hours? 8 hours so far of sales. That's the ones I would have taken. But of course this entry happened today morning around what time? Let's see, around this is H1, around 4 a.m. in the morning. I was deep asleep, of course. I would not have got that entry. Then the pullback happened right here. What time was this? That time was this. This was at 5. Let me see. 6, 7, 8. At 8 a.m. That was the pullback for you to make the entry, but it was above our 10 ms, so it was a bit, I don't want to lie that I would have entered there if I had missed there. Yeah, if I had missed there, I don't want to lie that I would have, unless if I had seen how the candle closed, then probably I would have entered. So anyways, I missed my opportunity. Those were 2 entries that we missed, where we should have made the sell entry from. So enough of that. Let's now look at today. Price is oversold on H1. On H4, it has reached this order block right about there, and it has also, to add on that analysis, it has also reached that retracement level on CCI and RSI, meaning we are going to see a pullback. Now remember, the general trend on the daily time frame is a sell. So price here was reacting to that breaker block right there when price broke structure to give us a lower low. So it has given us a lower high. Now it's coming for the lower low, and price, we wanted, our target was here first, but it can even break and continue all the way down below. So now price is far away from our 10 MA on daily time frame, just from yesterday's move and today partly. So we know that there's gonna be a pullback probably to this level where we've seen a change of character on H4. So we can anticipate a pullback around that level, and then we continue with a sell. So if H1 is already oversold, this will be that kind of a move that we can anticipate, but we have to confirm it with M15. Clearly it did not mitigate this fully, so it can easily come back for it right there. It can easily come back for it right there. So there's another block, of course, right here where this move broke this level from and started this sell move. So we can anticipate price to start selling again from this area here. So let's go to M15 and see, are we actually going to see some sales? I think we are going to see that. So all we need now is a reversal signal, probably on M5, and we have to wait a little bit longer on M5 to give us that kind of an entry. There's gonna be some weird momentum, some consolidation going on around here until it is ready to push for the buy to reach that level. So for now, no business with V25S, but I know that I'm going to sell it around this area. Around this area here, I know that I'm going to sell it from that level. So for now, I'm out of this. I will wait for this kind of a pullback, but if I happen to get a clean entry for the buy, a retest buy, remember this will be a retest, and I've always told you, when you are entering a retest, always make sure you have your tight stop loss, because you are going against the trend. The trend is a sell, and here you're going to be going against it. So if you're going against the trend, you need to be having your tight stop loss, and probably you don't even leave the chart. Keep monitoring it until you hit your target in that retest trade, and then wait for the entry of a position that follows the trend. All right, I've talked a lot on V25. Let's go to V75. V75, right here, yesterday we were looking for the pullback there, then a sell, fake breakout, then continue. We didn't see the fake breakout, and it actually broke out. I remember telling you that once it breaks out, immediately you need to enter sales. Let me see, I think I entered. Yeah, I entered and I was in profits this whole time. This was my entry. I entered when this pullback happened, this candle here. So all this was in profits. My target, my TP was actually here. This was my target. It did not reach it. It actually rather went back and retested and took me out. I don't know how oh yes, I've remembered. Yesterday was a Wednesday, so I had to go to church, so I missed to bring my stop loss into break even, and when I came back I was busy. I didn't look into charts again. I thought it had already hit the target. Wow. Yeah, those are some of the challenges you face if you forget to watch a chart and leave it on actually. So now I've faced the consequences, yet it had given me some good money here. V75, this kind of move, that is some good money. That is some good money, and took me out. Yeah, I know the stop loss was, very minimal, it's not making that big of a dent, but when it has already given you that money and you lose it, it's a sting. All right, so let's now forget about yesterday. That happens in the market. You need to learn how to move on when you mess up. All right, so now we clearly see that this happened, but remember H1 is still in a buy trend sort of, but we are not trading according to H1. We are trading according to these other time frames, and these other time frames, clearly here we never saw a break of structure according to daily time frame. This was never a break of structure, even though we know that we are in a downtrend according to daily time frame. We need to continue selling. We need to continue selling. We need to continue selling. But price here never gave us a break of structure, and it is sort of now oversold according to CCI and RSI down below here. So one may say we are ready now to come in with the buy. Remember, this is not a break of structure, and according to weekly, we wanted sales actually to continue and actually break this level, come to this support and break that level. According to daily, we reached that support. We touched it actually, this last order block. Price touched it. If I can zoom in, that is the candle that touched this order block right there. That is a candle that touched that order block. So are we going to see buys? Because weekly we still need sells, but daily time from now as we speak, we are looking for buys. We're going to be looking for buys. Why? We are oversold down here, and then we don't have a break of structure right here. This was our previous lower low right here. This is where we see our break of structure, our previous break of structure right there, and then it gave us a lower low, went up there, failed to continue with the buy, came down to try and look for a new lower low, failed. You can see that it's only the week that broke through. So, and that week is the week that touched this weekly order block right here. This is the weekly order block, that this daily week candle, it's the one that touched that order block, meaning we are likely to see a reversal anytime from now. So that tells us that we need to focus to try to shift the focus to sort of buys. So all we need now is to anticipate buys from this level. Yes, H4, I was seeing it as if it had not touched. You can see it did not touch this oversold level, as you see here. If you can see those lines, they never touched that line, meaning it's not yet oversold, meaning H4, the sell is still on, but daily it is oversold, it touched. So what are we going to focus on? It's gonna be daily and H1. That's the time frame that we are going to focus on. Daily and H1, we are going to be looking at buys according to daily and H1. So let's go to H1 now. H1, it reached that retracement level. That's where we had our sell yesterday, this very sell here. And now if I go to M15, I'm overbought. That's why I got this sell later. But then where we are now, price has reacted to this order block where that buy started from. So are we going to see it break it? Let's wait and see. M5 is waiting for the buy. So like I told you, we are going to be using H1 and daily time frame. H1 works with M5, and now M5 is almost giving us a reversal signal, so we have to be ready when that happens. But remember, if it happens and then price goes above our 10 MA on M15, that will be our final signal to make this buy entry as we follow H1 and daily time frame to make our decisions. So H4, we can't rely on it currently because it is showing us a break of structure, but also it's showing us that it had not reached oversold, meaning we cannot rely on it. We can rely on a higher time frame, better than the one higher than H4, which is daily time frame, that showed us that this was no break of structure right there, meaning we are oversold. now we start to think of buys. So that's what we will be anticipating, but only and only we will follow that if we get a reversal signal around M5 and price becomes price goes above our 10 MA on M15. That's when we will factor that thing in for our decision making. But until then, the sales are still on lower time frame and on H4, meaning don't focus on this asset now. Just leave it, give it some time, give it probably up to 3 p.m. It should have made its it should have given us a structure that we can use. So for now, I have no business with it. Leave it even on M15, I believe. And let's go to J50. J50, we should have made money, I believe so. Did we? J50. This, okay. Should have entered there. Did make an entry? Why? It's weird. Alright, so yesterday's J50, we wanted a pullback, then a sell. We didn't see the pullback. We actually saw price come all the way back to this level, and then the buy continued, and it even broke structure. So this analysis, the reason why we wanted this was to see a high failing to give us a new higher high, but when it reached there, it broke only and continued to give us, it continued with an uptrend to give us a new higher high right about there. So this move that I wanted happened here. As you can see, it's the same move that happened there. You can see now the sell has started right there, but we can only anticipate that the sell has happened if we get a reversal. So go to H4. Yeah, we are oversold. I've remembered, I told you price can easily continue actually to this level. What is that level? Let's look at it. That is a fair value gap on the daily time frame. Remember marking it. Those who attended yesterday's analysis, you remember me marking that level. I told you it can easily first go for that liquidity on that fair value gap, and clearly you can see it has grabbed it on the 50% right there, and now it has started to sell. It has started to sell, but daily is not yet ready for the sales. It's not yet ready for the sales just because it has just touched it. So if I go to H4, it means it may actually try to continue with a buy and touch that trend line from what I've just seen now. So daily, let's go to weekly. Yeah, it's likely to first touch it. You can see even the weekly is oversold, overbought I mean. So meaning once we start buys, sales, they are going to be crazy sells anytime from now. So I want to delete this, delete that, delete this for now, delete this and that for now. And now come to daily, H1, H4 we are overbought, but we have no confirmation of a reversal, so it means the buy is still on. Why? Because this is a break of structure right there. So if I go to H1, that's where I'm seeing some sort of an anticipated reversal signal, having seen this failure to give us a new higher high right there. This is not a break of structure on H1. So if I go to M15 is likely to give me buys later, so that's why I'm saying the buys are likely to continue until we come to that trend line. and that's when that's when daily time frame will be ready for the sells. So for now, no business. I need to wait because the buys may still be on according to M15 and H4. So let's wait. Let's be patient. J25, we made a lot of money yesterday. Those who traded it, we made that buy and then the sell later. So this, we talked about this. So now we need to look at I was anticipating the heads and shoulder here, and that's why I entered the sell there, like I've showed you. But then later it came back and resisted that kind of sells that we were looking for to come all the way down here, but rather it went back up here to try and look for that liquidity, the early sellers. And now that it found that, you can see this was our confirmation of sell entries right there. I think so. Let's go to H4. Is it a confirmed one? Not yet really. I want to delete this. It's not confirmed yet. Something is weird here. Prices B is above our 10 MA on daily on H4, but below on H1. On H1, and this can also be seen to be our heads and shoulder again. So it's quite challenging now. It's quite challenging. We have price rejection there. We can see it here. We can see it here. So H1 should be giving us sells, but where would these sells put us? That means I would only focus on this kind of a move, meaning it will be bringing it back to this order block right about there, where this kind of a buy move started from, when it gave us this change of character. So am I ready to sell this? M30 says no. M15 says we are already selling, and if we are already selling, what is holding us? Wow. I can't make a decision now. Price is above my 10 MA on M15, and I told you now I want to be disciplined with my entries. So on M5, this is a change of character, which means buys are still on. Yeah, so I can't look for sells. I have to continue looking for buys. I have to continue with buys. So for now, no business on J25. In fact, I should be looking for buys, not sells. So for now, I won't look for sells, even though this seems to have looked pretty close to be a heads and shoulder. I'm not going to focus on it because that should be telling me sells, but it's not yet a confirmed one. So I need to be ready for the I need to concentrate with the buys, because currently we are looking for buys. We are looking for buys according to M5. According to M5, according to H4 and daily time frame, we are looking for buys. So that's what I'm going to be focusing on. So for now, no business with J25, but we are likely to get some trade here. So I will be focusing on J25 is going to be one of my trades, my assets to focus on today still. J10. Oh, I forgot to put J25. So J10 is what we are on currently. So J10. Wait a minute, did I not enter this? J10. Oh, that was yesterday. That was the other day. So yesterday we were looking for a pullback, so it didn't do what I wanted, so I did not enter. But what we see is we wanted to sell from there. Yes, gave us a breakout actually when continued, and then sold, shortly retested, and then continued with the sell. So we are still in a downtrend. So now, knowing that, we can delete everything right here. Delete that. We wanted buys from here. That's where we wanted to start entering buys from. So you can clearly see that the buys are getting into shape according to H1, but in H4 sells are still on. But I'm not going to focus on this sell a lot. I'm going to focus on what I have on a daily time frame, which is buys. So I'm going to be using daily and H1 like I've told you even on the other assets. So I'm going to be using daily and H1 here on such an asset to analyze, and this will be my previous order block where the buys started from, and that will be telling me that price is gonna be starting from such a level. My buys should be starting from such a level. So all I need is a confirmation on M15, and that will be it for me to make my buy entries. So for now, I will wait on H1 and M15. Those will be the assets, the time frames that I will focus on to make this kind of entry. I'm going to be looking for buys on J10, not sells. Last but not least, that is gold. Now gold yesterday played games. I was in profits, then the next minute I was in losses, then the next minute I was in profits. So I kept on playing games until it took me out, I think. So gold kept on playing games, and I did not actually make money yesterday. In fact, I made a loss on gold. So the good thing is it reacted to the fair value gap we talked about, one of those fair value gaps, 2 times actually. 2 times. First time went to 50%, second time went to the order block right here. Remember that order block that I told you about yesterday? That order block right there. You can see this week went ahead and touched it, and that's when the sell began, and this was a confirmation for you to make the entry. So now we have no business. I believe we are not going to see price going all the way up there to grab that liquidity. I now believe we are going to continue with sales to mitigate this fair value gap. So having seen that, I want to delete these 2, and now I want to remain with this one right here. This is what I'm focusing on now. That is what I'm focusing on now. So I want to delete this also and remain with this only. So now we've reached a retracement level on CCI and RSI, and price is below our 10 MA. According to M15, it's going to probably come for this fair value gap, probably, and then we continue with the sell. Remember on there's a conference area, there's price rejection here. There's a lot of rejection that has been going on. But now that I see this kind of thing, it makes me want to bring out my trend lines. Makes me want to bring out my trend lines, and I'm going to bring them out like this. This will be my resistance level right here, my support, I mean, right there. This is a low, this is a high, and that is a high, that is a high, so I'm going for that high. So this is what I'm seeing right about there. So, and exactly this tells you, now that I've seen this, this can actually keep playing around until it reaches even this other fair value gap that we wanted, and that is crazy. So it means price is going to be taking some people's money this in these last days of this week. It's going to keep playing around, taking people's money until it reaches right there. Grab that liquidity. It's likely to reach there. So now that I've seen that, I can go to M15 and just wait for a reversal signal on M5. So all I need is price to react back, and then I'll be in my buys. I'll be in my buys to take me up there. Yeah, no, you know how I trade. So this is one of my techniques that I can use to make an entry, having seen what I've just seen. Yes, the sniper entry was there, and you can see clearly that is a strong low, meaning it's going to be hard to break it. So it's going to be bouncing off here to go up there and then come down. We have a weak high here, meaning price is going to break it, and we go all the way up there. So you now get what I'm saying. I hope you get it. So all we need is a reversal confirmation, and we actually got a change of character on M1. We actually got a change of character on M1. That's a good thing, meaning it's gonna be, we're going to see a pullback, and that will be enough for us to come in with an entry. So gold is going to be my focus also as we go on today. So I'm gonna enter today the buy on gold. We are going to buy gold today. We are going to buy gold today. So if you're one of those that trade gold, be ready for the buy. Be ready for the buy. Be ready for the buy. Only let's wait for a pullback that will give us a clean entry to continue with this kind of a buy. If you are one of those that are busy and you have some good money on your account, then you can enter and have your stop loss all the way below here, and just, you know, hold with your buys. So that's it. That's it for today. Let's do a recap and then we call it a day. So we started with crash 500. We started with crash 500. Price is still above our 10 MA and it is in an uptrend, so the buys are still on, like I told you. So until it breaks this level, I have no business with it. I cannot enter buys. Why I can't enter buys is I need a pullback. It's very near to reach this other level where we anticipate sales to start from. So until I see a pullback, I can't enter buys, but if I see a pullback, I will be entering buys. So for now, no business. I have no business with crash 500. I can't trade it. I can only analyze it and wait for my clear structure that I can use to make the analysis. All right, so boom, 1,000. That happened. That was fast. Now the sale has begun. I told you it can easily continue all the way up there, and that was happened. That is what has happened. And now it has reached the trend line, so why don't we enter our sales? let's wait for a reversal on M5. Yeah, let's wait for a reversal on M5, a pullback, just like that, and then we enter our sales. This has already been worked on, so now the move that we need is this one right here to bring us all the way down below. All right, so that is clear now. It's clear enough. We know we are coming in with sales. Yeah, we are coming in with sales. Remember, it mitigated this fair value gap. So, oh, not really, not 50% actually. Did not reach 50%. So that's why the sell is still on. That's why the sell is still on. All right, so we know. We are still selling. So we need that kind of a reversal, and then we can come with sells. All right, boom 1,000. Those who love trading it, be ready. Sales are coming in. Grab that, but price is still above our 10 MA. All we need is to have a confirmation of sales. We are not getting it yet. I think we can enter sales. H1 is not really giving us. Yeah, I'm entering sales now. Yeah, I'm entering sales, guys. I'm going to enter sales here. I'm going to enter according to H4. It's weird, but I'm going to enter according to H4. Yeah, H4. I'll put my stop loss above there. So H4. Here I come with my sell, and this is going to be my stop loss above that fair value gap, and I'll be looking for this one right here. This is what I'll be aiming at, price to reach this support level. All right, this is an entry on H4, so it can even take some days to reach my target if it goes in the direction of the sells or of a downtrend. Volatility 25, it has reached that order block. We now need a pullback. So is the pullback giving us an entry? I told you, you can decide to make that pullback, or you can wait for the retest to be done and then you come in with a sell. Why? Because the general trend is a sell. So all we need is a pullback, a reversal here for the pullback, then you can enter, or you wait for that pullback to be done with and then you come in with your sells. So I will wait on M15. V75 has also reached the order block, and now we are looking for the reversal, and the buy I believe is on. A new H4 has started as a buy, having seen that engulfing bearish candle, but then we've seen that on the daily time frame we are certainly going to see some buys. So if I go back to M15, price is above my 10 MA now, and I haven't seen a reversal kind of structure that I need, so I will still be waiting. Yeah, I'm not going to rush into this. I'm not going to rush into making an entry on this asset. I know I will be entering buys, but not now. Yeah, not now. So let me be patient. I'll be looking for buys here, but let me be patient. Let me be patient a bit. J50, we need a pullback, price to go and reach that trend line, then we can continue with sales. I told you it's going to continue the buy, and clearly it's happening. Clearly the buy is happening, so it can easily come back again down here for the buy, and then if it does come back, then you have an entry. If it doesn't, no, it has to come back. It has to come back according to M5. It's gonna come back and then probably make your entry either back here or here. But wherever it does come back to, know that you will be having an entry for this kind of a buy. J25, yeah, I need buys but not yet ready to enter them, so pull back here and then buys come in. Simple as that. J10, no business with this. No business. I'm going to wait on it because I know I need to enter buys, but not yet ready. Not yet ready. Not yet where I want it for me to make my entry. So for now, I just leave it to be, because around 3 p.m. we may be ready for it, or probably 7 p.m. So let's wait and see what comes around. And lastly was gold. Yeah, lastly was gold, and I've told you we're going to be entering buys on this gold, and the pullback, like I told you, has happened. The pullback has happened. So what is holding me to make an entry? I don't think it is there. I'm gonna make an entry right here. I'm gonna make an entry right here. Yeah, and I'll put my stop loss just here. Yeah, and I'll be looking for my first TP here, second TP there. Of course, this will be our all-time TP. Let's have it there and let's see what happens. So the pullback has happened. We wait for this M15 to close in the next 7 minutes. Actually, in the next 6 minutes, this M15 is going to close. So I was early to make my entry. Yeah, so the next M15 should be a buy candle, hopefully. So let's wait and see. Let's wait and see. I hope this was not a fake change of character here. I hope it was not. I hope it was not. So in the next 5-6 minutes, we'll be knowing what is happening, whether a buy or it's going to continue with the sell. So that's it all for today. I want to wish you guys a good day. Trade with risk tolerance, knowing that you can't afford to risk all your capital in one trade. So trade accordingly. Otherwise, let me wish you guys a good day. Happy trading. See you tomorrow. Tomorrow is a Friday, so see you tomorrow. And of course, tomorrow, for those who have undergone the mentorship class, we are going to be having our monthly review meeting, yeah, at 2 p.m. You know, in the group I sent in that notification for you guys. So tomorrow at 2 p.m. we'll have that meeting and see how far we've gone with our career. See you guys. Bye bye.
you.